Hi and welcome to this collective tap-in. We're doing a tarot reading, a general energy in the first part of the reading, a relationship dynamic in the second part. And we will see what the cards want to say. This is collective, so I'm working with the symbolism of the tarot cards, the symbolism of Western astrology, to maybe find a picture where we can find a new perspective, where we can find some inspiration, maybe some information about deeper layers of consciousness, some blind spots we want to look at. So this is all just suggestions, of course, and you can work with whatever works for you, and the rest you can leave here. This is not a predictive type of reading. This is more like a personal development type of tarot reading, and I hope you can work with this and you can find something that is of help in this reading. So let's go and start with the Rider-Waite deck. You find all the information you need and all the decks I'm using in the description box. Also, if you're interested in contacting me for a private reading, you find my information in the description box. So let's get started. All right. And we're starting with the Hanged Man in the reverse. I like it because with the Hanged Man in the reverse, we might have arrived at a point where we really found a new perspective. Speaking of perspectives and finding perspectives, this is a moment of spiritual growth. I wouldn't want to say enlightenment per se, because enlightenment is such a broad term, but this is a moment of maybe a spiritual epiphany that we've reached through being able to withhold circumstances that kind of trapped us in a situation. And we might feel those circumstances lifting, or we might have found another way of looking at things, of perceiving things. When you're hanging upside down, you know, I always say when you're doing a headstand or you do yoga, that's why I think also this is a yoga card. You just see things differently. You even just see the room differently. You even see just your surroundings differently. And it's often a very nice also just practice or exercise to maybe just, you know, stand upside down or do a headstand or do something hanging upside down from, I don't know, let's say some furniture or something, because your brain really rearranges things, because your brain has to look at things differently. And I think this is a very helpful exercise. If we are here with the Hanged Man, we can really reach a point of looking at things differently, and we can really reach a point of also seeing things within ourselves differently. The Hanged Man is very much also about looking within, because he's kind of forced to. When he's hanging there and when this card is coming upside down, we're kind of forced to look within, to work with our deeper layers of consciousness, to gain more perspective, to gain maybe bring light also in the darker spots where we haven't looked at, so we can become aware of what holds us in positions like that, or what keeps us in circumstances that we feel trapped in. So this is the whole card. And I always think when it's in the reverse that we finally reached a point where we can see things from a different angle, and we can really approach things also again from a different angle, and we're coming back into control. We're coming back to control our situation, which is also the symbolism of the 4 in the numerology of the tarot. So the number 4 often speaks of stability and of stable foundation and of gaining control. So when we look at his legs, then we can see he's forming kind of loosely the number 4. So this is a beautiful moment of regaining control over a situation through also spiritual deepening of the self, of the mind. We have a page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is also a card that has a really fresh, young, and kind of juvenile, in a sense, connotation. And it's a card of being in development. And I really like that because we have, with the Page of Pentacles, we do have this idea of growth, of learning how to grow our resources, of also maybe gaining a skill or regaining a skill, or growing a skill and a qualification. And the page is really learning, the Page of Pentacles is in particular is really learning about handling or getting better at handling resources. And the resources are a lot of things. Often, of course, resources are not just like money. It can be health, wealth, the body, everything that is material or that we want to materialize. We are also learning how to build things maybe with the Page of Pentacles. And this is also a great moment of really maybe going even into, you know, workshops or courses or seminars to learn how to build things, to learn how to make stuff happen and have results. And with the page, we are really in this great learning process and in this great moment of a beginner's mind, where we're very open to learning, very open to trying out things and to growing our skill sets into making things happen for real. So I think with this attitude, we also figured out how to get out of a situation maybe here with the Hanged Man in the reverse. So we might have learned or taken courses, or maybe even, you know, consulting, or people who helped us really work on how to build or rebuild a situation that we have been stuck in. And this is just a beautiful thing with the Page of Pentacles. And with the Page of Pentacles, often we also have people surrounding us that are quite inspiring, that are maybe you know, kind of a young energy that is inspiring us to do something differently. And we could also just get help. With the Pages of Pentacles, often somebody just offers us help, which is also nice. So yeah. So now we're stepping into the Fool in the reverse. Well, and the Six of Swords in the reverse. I feel like we might, even though if we might have reached a point of inner growth and development, we might still feel a little hesitant to how to start anew, and or how to restart from a point of zero. And I feel like we don't even have to start from a point of zero is what's coming through here. Because just because we are out of a situation that has trapped us doesn't mean we have to start right from the beginning. That's what I'm getting very intuitively. Because the Fool in the reverse is kind of like saying we should watch our step right now and not take too much of a risk. Or maybe we don't have to feel like we have to rebuild a whole situation or detach completely from a situation. We just have to maybe see it from a different angle. It's not necessarily so much about moving on or learning something completely different or doing things completely different or going into a completely different area, or leaving a situation behind completely. It's more like approaching it from a different angle. That's what I'm really getting from this combination of cards. It's kind of intuitive reading, not so much, you know, analytical, logical spread. But still, it makes a lot of sense to me here with the Fool being in reverse, to see it as a positive thing of not having to completely detach from a situation just to be able to change your circumstances. So this is a good thing, you know, I think. With the Swords in the reverse, we do have, with the Six of Swords in the reverse, we do have this idea of staying where we are, even if it's still maybe a little tough to handle. And it might be a little conflicted with the Five of Wands in the reverse here on the bottom of the deck. But still, it might be worth it to just approach things from a different angle, just to work on things with what you've learned so far and maybe with a fresh approach, and trying to grow something or regrow something Again, we don't have to, we don't have to just start from scratch, or we don't have to abandon a situation and start something completely new. We just have to find a different perspective onto the thing, I feel like. And I think this is something about ourselves having the feeling that we are trapped through the circumstances. So, this is kind of the whole idea of not feeling like we are trapped in circumstances, but the circumstances we've found ourselves in have made us stronger, actually, and have helped us to gain this very new perspective on things and learn how to handle a situation with a new approach. Whew, so yeah, okay, this is kind of intense. Also, the words come out, I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting the words out. There's also in this reading already the same idea of, okay, maybe let's look at this from a different angle. Let's try to phrase this differently. Let's say the same thing again, but differently. That's how it feels like. So yeah. So we are now looking at the relationships. And this is a reading for you and another person. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a reading about love and relationships, but it could be, of course, a romantic situation. So, interesting. We have this deck here, which is the Mother Piece Around Tarot, and they look a little bit like pentacles. And one card just fell on the Page of Pentacles, so this is interesting. This is our side. So on this side, on our hand, maybe we are thinking about just the way this is falling. Putting our time or effort or energy or resources into a direction, but we're not quite sure where. So we are kind of holding back. We know we have this value that we can give to connections or to friendships or to relationships and family or what have you, but we're not quite sure. We're keeping them kind of close to our heart. We're like looking at it, we're like, how can we invest this in a smart way or in an efficient way? I don't even know if it's smart. Yeah, well, it probably is smart because we have this Shaman of Swords. We probably don't really have a strategy, and therefore we are not really putting so much effort out right now. The Shaman of Swords is the King of Swords, really. And with this card, it's all about communication. Also, we can see there's a lot of communicating going on, like expressing out of the mouth. And it's kind of going into circles also, and it was coming out in the reverse. So we might not be able how to communicate right now what we want from a person or how we want a situation to develop, because the Page of Pentacles really wants to develop a situation. Yeah, and there's more to come somehow. It's a Wheel of Fortune and a Six of Cups. It is also kind of holding back that we want to trust this, and we kind of also want to give it up to the universe to trust. It's weird. It's like the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like a combination where it's like we want to trust that this is good for us, and we want to also give it up to higher forces, kind of, to bring us what's best for us. That's, yeah, it's kind of like trusting that higher higher forces, in a sense, will take care of a situation or will lead us, or that things are for our higher development. There's so many cards coming out on our side. This could very well be a reading for single people who have nobody in their lives right now, and they're really thinking about, what do I want to attract, and what do I want to keep out. Yeah, Eight of Swords, kind of like upside down, not really, like it's really a process. I think we're in this whole process of seeing a situation differently, trusting that things happen for our growth. Also maybe holding back communication, not saying everything we feel like we want to say. Also not being okay with not having a strategy, and being okay by trusting our perception and trusting that we can kind of tear down also old beliefs that keep us from growing when it comes to relationships. Wow, this is intense. She's tearing down this wall slowly, little by little, with these swords. So that's kind of what's happening here. Yeah, Three of Cups, I love it. I think we're opening up our way into lighter experiences when it comes to relationships. Three of Cups. I think we are ready to allow ourselves to feel the lightness of connection with friendships, with relationships. Even though it's romantic, it could start as something not so serious, not so intense, but a little more lighthearted and open-minded and just fun, really just fun. The Three of Cups is a fun energy, and we're kind of, I think, trying to attract fun people, friendly people, people who are open to having a good time. As simple as that, you know. Maybe not just always being in that drama and in that like annoying intensity of things. And I think these things are just slowly opening up for us again, and we're allowing ourselves to navigate towards those environments that are just pleasant. This looks very pleasant to me. I want to hang out with these people. They have a weird like horse that's a dragon horse type of fish kind of thing. They have people who dance and play music, and yeah, that sounds and looks like a lot of fun to me. I'm sure people are having a good time over there. We can allow ourselves to go there, you know. It doesn't seem like we are fully there yet, but we are really trying to allow ourselves to let these type of energies show up a little more. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's such a slippery deck here. It's just too many cards. But this one really wanted to be here. The Magician, I love it. It is, and he's like in a kind of a wonky type of position here. It is, I think, a good balance of trying to make things happen, but not pushing it, and not being completely inactive when it comes to looking for the right people or the right environment. So I think it takes effort from both sides, you know, or from we need to be able to trust the universe and be like, okay, universe, show me where those environments are, where those people are, where I can feel like I'm having a really good time. These are friendly people, these are open people, this is the light-hearted fun and gentle energy. But then also you have to step into it. You know, you cannot just expect people to knock on your door and be like, hi, here's the fun. Can we join? Can we come in? No, it's like it's a two-way kind of situation. So the magician is just saying, okay, we need to be active and proactive into looking for those environments maybe, or being open and receptive for those environments. But at the same time, of course, it has to be reciprocated. We want to feel welcome as well. So I think that's kind of the whole deal here. Interesting. Yeah, Five of Cups in the reverse. I like it. We're letting go of disappointments maybe. Maybe we can let go of past experiences of maybe rejection or not belonging or not really trusting an environment. This is right now, I think, a good moment to let go of these feelings, to look for environments who can help you leave this in the past and leave those, yeah, right, leave those disappointments from maybe even deeper perceived connections, which might have not even been that deep, you know, just the intensity made us feel like it's a deep and real connection with people. We can maybe leave those disappointments in the past and go into a lighter, more fun, more open environment. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's really nice. I really like this reading. It's a little complicated to communicate, to be honest. I'm sorry if I feel like I did have a lot of difficulties finding the words. But it's a very beautiful and light and encouraging type of reading here. Priestess of Cups, beautiful. Yeah, a lot of love, a lot of nurturing, a lot of gentle energy also coming from people. That's what you want to look for. That's what you really want to look for. All right. So yeah, this was the Tarot Collective tap in for today. Thank you so much for being here. Check out my description box. You can find everything you need down there, and everything else you need to know maybe you can find on my Instagram. On my TikTok I do also little snippets of readings and of also going into the meaning of the cards, so check out that thing over there. And yeah, I'll see you very, very soon, and I hope you can work with this reading. And thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.